These don't do anything, but you've got a switch on the column. What does that do?
That's a steering column lock.
Oh,
Theft prevention. Back in the day now, if you lived out in the country, you didn't worry about it. But if you lived in the city, you probably wanted to lock the steering column on your car. Now,
so it had a key that went in.
It,
you locked it, turned the key, and pulled it out.
It did.
Okay. Hey folks, this is Nathan with Two Guys Who Ride, and Rob and I are in Mississippi here, and we are taking a look at a beautiful 1936 Ford Phaeton, and here it is right behind us, and we have a stranger that walked onto the camera set, and no, I'm joking. This is Bob. Bob, you've seen him before, perhaps, on a couple of our videos. Click the link above to go see those videos with Bob. So, but today we're here at another collection. First of all, you know, a Phaeton and a convertible. Okay. People might think that they're the same thing, but what's the difference?
The difference is that back in the day, a Phaeton has press-in windows.
Okay.
Convertible. They made a convertible sedan, which is a four-door, and a Phaeton denotes four-door also, but the convertible has roll-up windows.
Okay.
So it's actually going to be a more weather-tight automobile in inclement weather than a Phaeton would be.
Okay. So 4 doors and no roll-up windows.
Correct.
All right.
Okay.
Now, I absolutely love the Greyhound on that, on the front of that, plus the Ford V8 symbol underneath the front grille. Now, these two openings down here, were these just for the horns?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Again, one of the things I noticed about the headlamps, and I don't know, but they're very round.
Yeah.
When you look at them from the side, whereas a lot of lights were more flat. Is this something in the 30s, or is this?
Well, this was before modern headlights, if you would, where you put it in as a unit.
Okay.
These have separate bulbs and separate reflectors behind them.
Okay.
And so every car kind of played with this as a styling feature. And in Ford's case, they made them look like their eyes are bugging out.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't catch it until I went around. I thought, wow, that is really unusual.
Yeah.
You've got to absolutely love these lines.
And actually, the Greyhound was an option. That wasn't a standard item.
Okay.
But everybody loved it. And you would think it was standard today if you go to a show, because everybody wants to put them on.
Right.
Yeah.
And they look great.
Actually, they even put them on Lincolns. It was an option in Lincolns in the early 30s as well. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Now, I noticed that this would have been new enough in 36 to have a battery start, right?
Correct.
But it has the opening for a crank start.
For an option, in case your battery was dead.
Oh, so you could actually still crank it. It wasn't just for show.
Most cars had that option.
Okay.
Back up until early 40s.
Okay, and then this little additional feature to the bumper.
Strictly a bumper guard.
Just a bumper guard.
Protect the grill, in case somebody bumped it, particularly with a truck where the back end might be higher than this bumper. So you got it. Yeah, it's strictly a bolt-on, but it's a period correct. None of the cars that we're looking at here today have anything that wouldn't be period correct.
Okay, either as an accessory or as an additional. Okay,
correct.
So now underneath the hood, what do we have for a power plant?
It's a flathead V8.
Okay.
And this particular one has an optional aluminum head that increased the compression probably by half. Half a pound of pressure. In other words, instead of say a 6-to-1 compression ratio, it might be a 6.5-to-1. It's not going to make a lot of difference, but now in later years you had people making racing equipment, and they were aluminum, and they were kind of fashioning themselves after this. But this doesn't have all of the casting, saying it's an Edelbrock or whatever, and so on. It was an early speed piece of equipment.
That was early for aluminum heads.
Yes.
So the other option would have been cast iron.
Correct. Yeah, the cast iron is what
standard.
Standard on. Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Now, I like the Ford V8 continued into the hubcaps here, into the wheel rims.
Yeah.
Do these have any special name?
Well, actually, these loosely, we talked about this before, but in some cars they would call those artillery wheels. Now, whether Ford called them that or not, I don't know.
Okay, because I suppose because it looks like an explosion maybe happening inside.
Yeah.
I've seen other artillery wheels, and there's usually more color, but that's just...
Well, this is a hubcap.
That center part there, right?
Down. This is the hubcap, and that's actually a wheel cover.
Okay.
So there's two optional pieces.
There's two optional pieces in there.
Yeah, and then the wheel is behind that.
So then, I notice we've got two mirrors instead of one, right? We've got one on each side. Yeah. Sometimes we only see one on one side, but it's where they're mounted that's a bit unusual.
Yeah, well, it wasn't back then. Starting even in Model A Fords, if you had a closed car, they were usually hinge mounted.
Okay.
And it was kind of a way to keep them from getting stolen. But these things, they were an option whether you bought one, two, or none.
Okay.
And this particular car has both.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you could buy just one. You could buy two.
You could.
Interesting.
But there is a right and left.
Right.
You know.
Definitely, yes.
And then the flipper panels here, these were an option as well.
Okay.
And it theoretically, it went into the 50s. 56, 57 Thunderbird has those flipper panels.
Okay.
But theoretically, it's supposed to cut down the buffeting of the wind, but I've never found that to be true.
To be true.
You could not tell the difference between them. But and again, a period correct option because it wasn't standard on the car.
Okay. Now I notice you've got the sort of the air conditioning vent right there that would pop up from inside. Okay. Does the windshield tilt?
It does.
Okay.
Yeah, it tilts out.
Right. Tilts out.
The whole thing doesn't tilt.
No, but it would come up from the bottom when it's low.
And there's a finger hook here to help you pull it back.
Okay.
So you get it tight enough to seal it again.
Okay. But you could drive with it slightly tilted out if you wanted more.
Yeah, Model A Fords, that was their sense of air conditioning.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Okay, now we have so many neat features on this car.
Yeah.
So you had, I'm assuming, a vacuum run windshield wiper?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then that rear view mirror.
Well, that's a string mounted clock.
Okay.
Not mounted, but string wind clock.
So you would pull the string to wind it.
And it would wind it. Usually you pull it about 3 or 4 times, and that would wind your clock.
I mean, that is just so cool to see that feature on
again, it was a period correct accessory, but not standard on the car.
I'm assuming the 3 gauge pods here, 1, 2, and 3, were standard.
They were.
Okay, was the radio a standard item?
It was an option also.
It was an option.
And generally speaking, if you got a radio back then, you don't see an antenna. The antenna was usually under the running board.
Okay, that's where they put it. All right.
I don't care whether it was a Ford or a Packard. If you opted for a radio, that's where the antenna would be.
Okay.
Back then, designers were very, very strong. They got the vote. And if you wanted to do something, you had to get their approval, and they didn't want their designs messed with.
The look, then you hit it.
Messed with, yeah.
Okay, so now on the left gauge, you basically have got what? You've got engine temp and what?
I think the only thing you got is probably engine temp and probably fuel gauge.
Okay.
And the speedometer, of course.
Okay.
Nobody seemed to check the other things unless you had a luxury car, but Ford was, yeah. You don't need to know any more than that.
Yeah. Okay. I got it.
Model A Fords didn't have a temperature gauge, and as our friend here knows, they used a motor meter if they wanted to know whether the car was overheating or not. I used a thermocoil on mine, but they were popular. Period. Period accessories were very, very big. You probably get that idea when we're talking. And this car's got all the bells and whistles that somebody that really loved their car back in 1936 wanted to put on their car.
Obviously, you've got radio controls, okay, on the radio, but then just above it and to the right and left, you've got 2 gray knobs on the top. What do they do?
I don't know that for a fact, what they are.
Okay, so if you know, if you're watching the video and you know what those do, drop us a comment and let us know. Okay, and now down below that, we got two lighter gray knobs, and the one on the left is the throttle, the one on the right is choke. And then underneath, I'm assuming it's the standard ashtray.
Correct.
Okay. Now, glove box just to the right?
Yes.
Now, on the steering wheel, it's interesting to me. You've got this banjo-style steering wheel, which is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a sort of a throwback to the old controls from like the Model A's and the Model T's. Mm-hmm. But this is nothing. This is just part of the steering wheel horn, right?
Just a cord.
These don't do anything. But you've got a switch on the column. What does that do?
That's a steering column lock.
Oh.
Theft prevention. Back in the day, now, if you lived out in the country, you didn't worry about it. But if you lived in the city, you probably wanted to lock the steering column on your car. Now,
so it had a key that went in. You locked it, turned the key, pulled it out.
It did.
Okay. How many gears in the transmission?
3-speed.
3-speed?
And it's not synchronized into low gear. They hadn't got quite that far, so it's synchronized from second to third. And third down to second, but if you want to get in low gear, you better stop.
Okay, yep. Of course, emergency brake, I think, on the other side of that?
Yes.
Okay, well, before we come out of the front, you've got something that almost looks like a speaker down below, right above the steering wheel. It says Ford on it. What is that?
Well, that is a speaker. Yeah.
Right here.
Right there, that is a speaker.
And is that the way it came? It had Ford.
Well, it was aftermarket. That's where they put it.
Right.
It did.
But
I'm
that's
sure the dealer would put it there. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I would have taken that for much more modern than that. Despite the fact that this is like got so many features and extra options, one thing we noticed that it doesn't have is would have been the gas-fired heater.
Yeah.
Okay, and. That would the box have been on the passenger side?
Yeah, underneath the dashboard. My '39 Chevy Opera Coupe had a gas-fired heater, and it was on the passenger side.
So was there a separate fuel line coming from the tank to the heater?
Yeah, it came off the fuel line. The fuel line to the carburetor. Yeah,
really?
It was running on gas. Well, actually, early Corvairs had gas heaters in them too.
Okay.
In 1960, when the Corvair came out, they had gas heaters if you ordered a heater.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So let's close that door here. Okay. I'm assuming this is all leather seats.
Correct.
Okay. Yes. So let's take a look at the back here. Now, the one thing it strikes my eye, it's very nice. It's very open. Of course, got the drive shaft going through the middle of the carpet, but is the lack of anything else up here. There's no grab bars, no ashtray, no.
It's a Ford.
It's a Ford. Okay, there you go.
If it were Duesenberg, Packard, Cadillac, whatever, and so on, it'd probably have a lap robe,
like a rail
on the thing,
right?
And probably
jump seats or.
Well, yeah. Well, the jump seats. There's room in this to put jump seats.
I know.
These things were always convertible sedans were always the ultimate parade car.
No kidding.
And if you owned one, chances are people were bugging the heck out of you to use your car at a parade of some sort.
So very nice, very clean, very Spartan on accessories in the back.
Right.
Okay.
While we're still here, this is where the side curtain snapped in.
All right, sure, right there.
Yeah, and
then the side plastic curtains would go, or is that for the actual top?
It could be for the actual top.
Okay.
I don't know which is which.
But one of them would have pins that went in here. Right. The other one snapped.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Now was the top? Was it like a vinyl? I'm assuming.
No, it was Hart's canvas.
Hard canvas. Yeah. Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah. This is actually the material right here.
Oh, right here. This is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and let me make a disclaimer here to the folks watching this video. This is not my car. I am pitch hitting today for a friend of mine, so when I'm making a mistake, I'm sorry, because I usually pride myself on knowing all the small details. But we're getting through it.
We're getting through it. It's a fantastic car, and we appreciate your time on it. The gas cap, of course.
Yeah.
And then I like the taillights, how they come shooting out of the back.
Yeah.
That is just cool.
The only option that I'm shocked isn't on here is a locking gas cap.
Okay.
Because that was very popular back.
All right.
Still is, actually.
You would have had, of course, a covered spare.
Uh-huh.
And then your luggage rack, which also said V8.
That was optional again, too.
Okay, that would fold down so you could put your steamer trunk on there or your luggage. Okay.
Yeah, you didn't have any room. Well, this one has a lot, but if you were driving a coupe,
yeah,
you would have zero unless you had a trunk on it.
Had a trunk on it, right? Because there isn't anything else to open back here, right?
Correct.
You can't get to the seat or anything.
Right.
So I would assume it's all this, the same stuff on the other side.
Say, if you had a mirror, you'd be looking at what you were looking at.
Okay, so we're not missing something. Is my point by coming not seeing that side.
I think we've touched all the high spots on the car from bumper to bumper.
Well, let's go back to the front here, and I got a few other questions. Before I ask my last question, Bob.
Sure.
Is there anything else you want to say about this car that I didn't hit on?
Well, I'm going to mention the fact that a 36 and a 35 Ford are almost identical with the exception of the grille.
Oh, really?
The grille on a 35 is flat, where the 36 was unique in the fact that it bowed out.
It's very good.
Yeah, so and back in the day, and I'm back in the day,
yeah,
people really preferred the 36 over the 35. I'd go either way.
Okay.
I like both of them. I think they're both beautiful.
They are. They're stunning. All right. So, one final question here, Bob, is that, we're always curious on what is, if any, are the future plans for this car?
Well, the owner, who's a good friend of mine, intends to have this until he isn't anymore. And if you look around in here in the backdrop, you'll catch glimpses of other automobiles. So he's got a mini museum, and these cars aren't going to go anywhere as long as he's here.
Not here. So it's going to be kept original. It's going to be kept this way.
Oh, absolutely.
And what a stunning, beautiful car. Bob, thank you so much for filling in for your friend today, taking us on a tour.
I'm glad y'all came.
This is a beautiful, again, 1936 Ford Phaeton. And what a beautiful car.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching.